My name is Mr. Fraser. The doctor gave my wife glasses and she leave me. I could kill that man. My wife and I were very happy. The only trouble is she oversexed. And quite frankly, she was killing me. Then bam, she get the glasses and all of a sudden it's all over. She gone. So now, I am seeking a new partner to come into my life. She can be as sexy as she wants. The only stipulation is definitely no glasses.
A few things. Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Sure. Oh man, yeah. So basically, what I was saying is
the topic about partnership and relationships.
A relationship, yeah, that's what I want to talk about, because right now at the moment, relationship doesn't sound. It doesn't. I mean, there's words that are powerful, right? Like words have power, and some words make us feel powerful, some words don't. Some disempower us, and it's just the way it is, isn't it? But if you think about words, are just words, right? So if we can choose words to be powerful for us, and then why don't we do that? And like the word relationship, just for some reason, just doesn't really appeal to me at the moment. Like, it might change, things might change with that, but at the moment, relationship versus partnership sounds like something that I want to be a part of. I want to be in a partnership with a female.
Well, what is, like, because I was listening to what you were saying before, and what is, in terms of when you say, all right, partnership is more empowering for you than a relationship, than the term relationship. What is partnership to you, and what is relationship to you?
Relationship seems a lot more like rule driven. It's like there's things before we were born that was said about how a relationship should be as a whole, and a lot of these things have manipulated us to kind of do things the way we do them. Like, it's like before I started relationships with my ex-girlfriends or whatever, like I had an idea of, okay, this is what a relationship is supposed to be like, right? Like I'm sure it's meant to be like this, or someone else told me this, and that person told me that, and like it wasn't really like, okay, like I'm here, and I'm just gonna be with this person, and we're gonna do this and this, and no real rules involved. Like, we like each other's company, and that's that. But relationship to me just sounds like you're meant to call me at this time, just to make me happy, and like things like that. I'm just gonna give examples of like things that annoy me. It's like that you're my boyfriend, you should be doing that. You should be doing what? Like, I should be just doing what I want to do. No, but like in a relationship, like that's the kind of conversations you have where the arguments take place. I'm not saying all of them, because I've not been in enough relationships to know. Like, that's official. That's what a relationship equals. Like, but like just my experience of relationship is like there's rules. This is like this big rule thing. It's like even marriage. You think about marriage, it's like as soon as that wedding ring goes on the finger, all those fucking moments that everyone's had before, and I don't want to swear on these, so that's the last time I'm going to swear. All these moments that people have, all these moments that people create beforehand, that like they had moments together where they may have travelled and they've had these beautiful times together, they love each other to death, and then they put the wedding ring on the finger, and then all of a sudden it's like, you're my husband, or you're my wife, you should be doing this. For some guys, it's like, you're my wife, you should be cooking and cleaning. I don't agree with that, but that's how some guys will have that context. Some women have the context of like, you're a man, you can't be emotional, you got to be strong, you got to help me through things, and you can't appear weak. Like, that could be some conversations that vulnerable. Vulnerable, exactly, appear vulnerable. So this is the thing, like it's all about, like, for me, relationship always occurs to me like, and for some people it might not occur like that, but it occurs to me like you expect so much from another person that another person has to give you the best experience possible. It's on them.
Sounds like,
got you.
No, sorry, go on. You carry on.
No,
No, SW.
yeah, it's just, no, I was just saying that like it's like a requirement of someone else to do something to make your experience better in a relationship, versus when you're in a partnership, it's like, well, listen, like, you know, I'm a romantic person, so I'm gonna do these romantic things that I know that makes you happy, because that's my strength. That's my strength. And your strength is this, and I appreciate when you do that to the best of your ability, and you share that with me. Versus, hey, I bought you this, and I've done this, and I've done that for you, because that's the person I am. You should be doing the same, like to the exact same level as I do. I bought you this amazing present for your birthday. On my birthday, I want to make sure you got to make sure you fucking think out of the box. You see what I'm saying? It's like, but what if that's not my quality? What if that's not my trait? Like gifts. What if I'm not really good at giving gifts? Like, oh damn it, what gift am I gonna get? Yeah, you could be. Yeah, like so. Like just from my experience, I mean, there's no right or wrong here. It's not like, oh, actually, Mike, you're right. Like it's like, you know, a lot of people might disagree with me, but at the end of the day, like what I think about when I think about partnership is that I'm going to support the person through the things that are really hard for them to deal with, and I'm not going to judge them for it. It's that maybe that person might be struggling with weight issues or something, and like I'm in love with her, and she says, oh, you know, I really want to go gym now, and I don't be like, bloody hell, man, like, she's fat, man, this is what I signed up for, man. I should get fat now, like, you know, like there's some of us, we're judgmental like that, and I've had moments where I've been like that. It's like, oh man, like, when I first met her, man, she was alright, but look at her now, man, like, like, you know them ones, like, but I'm not, like, you know, let's keep it real, innit? Like, sometimes we've had those experience, well, I've had that experience where I thought, like, man, I love her, but man, like, step the game up in that bit, like, and I'm not in any position to say that, like, because I'm not perfect myself, but we do have the conversation sometimes floating in our head, but instead of being like, well, do you know what, like, let's go to gym together and let's just work this out, not because I want her to look piff and like, yeah, look at guys, look at my girl, look at her, look at her body, yeah, but like, get me to the gym the other day, innit? Like, don't want it to be like that, but I want it to be like, authentically, I really want to help her through something that she's having trouble with, like, and in a relationship, it occurs like that is a little bit more difficult than well, for me, being in a relationship, I find myself judging the other person that I'm with more for that, and like, oh man, like, you know, I don't want to tell her to go gym, because if I tell her that, she might think that I think she's too fat, and but partnership is more like, you don't even have to say that, you don't even have to mention that in a conversation, like, it's just like, you know, you love her, she loves you, you both got these particular traits that you're very good at, and you both make sure that you just keep true to those things, and they accept you for those things. They don't expect any more than those things that they are very aware of that you're really good at. If I'm not good at picking gifts every week or every time I go abroad, and I come back and maybe I'm come empty-handed because oh man, I still know what to get you, and you're vexing me for the whole week because I didn't get you a gift, like, that's a relationship for me, innit? That's what a relationship is. I don't want that. I want, like, do you know what, like, I cooked for you today, and I thought, you know what, like, I found a new recipe that I liked, and I thought that you might like it as well, and I'm gonna cook because I like cooking. I'm not really good at getting gifts, but you know what, I did some cooking, but I might have done the cooking, but because I never done the gift, the cooking's out of the picture, and it's out. No, do you know, you cooked, but yeah, where's the gift though? Like, that's what relationship occurs to me like, and I'm not saying that all relationships are like that, but it occurs to me like that, man, and I just, it puts me off, innit?
You know, the word that keeps coming to mind when you say that, when you talk about when you say about how it occurs to you, obligation. I don't like that. And inside of a partnership, it doesn't. And when you talk about partnership, I don't know what the word could be. Could be opportunity, could be something. But inside of in your occurring of a partnership, it just sounds like, it's, to me, there sounds like there's no obligation.
There's no obligation. It's like growth.
It sounds like there's freedom.
There's freedom.
Like there's freedom, like to do what I want to do.
Exactly.
Because I like doing it and I want to do it for you, versus I've got to do it for you, or I should do it for you.
Yeah, relationship seems too woolly. Like, that's not even a word. There's too much rules involved. Like, the men should do that. And like, I'm not just saying. What's that?
Sorry, that I was about to go off a tangent. Now when you said ruly, I thought that might be a Jamaican word, but I don't know. Like pat, I'm not sure. Because I've heard my mum say something like that before.
Yeah.
Unruly or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I've heard that still. but I don't know. Like, I just think. I mean, this is just my thoughts, isn't it? Like on it, but like, where was I gonna go with this? Is that the relationship thing with that whole pressure of trying to please the other person, and like the man thinking that a female should do this, and the female thinking the man should do that, because there's that whole there's many guys that feel like a female's role in a relationship is to do these various things. Like, it's not just like, when I'm talking about this, I'm not just talking about how females role on this situation. Like, and the man them as well. Like, certain man them have this conversation in their head as well. It's like, I like even the whole. Oh, this is another subject though, isn't it? Oh, I was just gonna draw the subject quick. That's just a little teaser, blood. Like how like a girl could go out like and she could be like, you know, like what we'd appear to call being loose, right? Just going around and just being freeing herself, just meeting guys and having fun with them, being in the moment, like not picking and choosing too much about. I want to be with this one person. Like, actually, do you know what? I had a good time with that guy, but this guy seems nice. I want to see him. And, you know, do you know what? I might kiss him as well. There's girls that are actually out there like that, and they just, you know what? Like, they just don't want to be in a relationship. They just want to meet guys and have fun. And some guys will call that, you know, a HOE. Like, but that's not a HOE. That there's guys that I know in my life right now that do exactly the same thing. It's like, yeah, man, big up, safe. Like, the whole point I'm trying to make about the partnership and relationship in regards to that is that think about the freedom that female has. And there's nothing wrong with that freedom if a guy does it. But that's the whole thing I'm talking about, the rules. Like, where's these rules coming from? That a guy has to, it's okay for a guy to do it, but then it's not okay for a female to do it. And
you made an amazing point, like when you started as well, like, which I hadn't seen it from that way before, when you said we come into this world and basically here are these preconceived notions about how a relationship should be and how it should look, and by us coming into the world with those preconceived notions, it kind of comes fixated. Like, we adopt them, and then it's kind of like fixed with us. Like, yeah, it's got to look like that. It's got to be like that. She's got to do that. Blah blah. And then when you're in it, and it looks like that for a while, you're like, bruh. And then when it doesn't look like that, you're like, nah. And when it doesn't look like it more of the time, you're like, ah. And then obviously and then people try and control each other. Like, why don't you do that? You should do that, and etc. etc. Whereas in terms of when you say partnership, partnership isn't. It's a great way to look at being with someone in a romantic way. But that word partnership is not. We don't usually come into the world with a preconceived notion of partnership being romantic.
Exactly.
So therefore, there's nothing there, and so the partnership can look however it looks. So all what you've been saying is kind of like how is how you'd like it and what you're making up.
I've created it up, yeah, exactly.
You created it.
That's what I was saying about the whole word thing. Like, words have power, and like for me, partnership just seems like a word that I want to place instead of relationship. That's going to make me feel a lot more freer to meet women and not have to worry about, I'm going to kiss her the first date. Like, no, because it's like, you know what? I want a partnership, so I'm going to get to know this girl to see if she's a real, she has real potential to be a partner with me in my life, whether it be romantically or just in general in life, like just as a friendship. Partnership could be friendship as well. Like, it could also be that. Like, she might be a partner with me through yoga. We're always doing yoga all the time. That's my partner in the yoga world. And then I might have a partner in the arts world. I might have a partner in, and like, that's how I want to deal with my life. I want to just meet people, and then there might be someone that I meet as a partner who's romantic, and is like my best friend as well. And that's what I'm looking for, man. And so I'm not even looking for that. Like, that's what I want to attract. I really want to say looking, because that's what I think the problem's been for me all this time, is that I've been trying to look for a particular result, and it's going to be very hard to look for that result when, let me see the time, it's going to be hard for me to look for that result versus just making it naturally happen. And I'm never going to know what it's going to look like. little piece on that, man. I don't know how you feel about that. And
Well, like, I definitely hear the freedom in terms of when you say partnership versus relationship, and I mean, I just get the difference, basically.
right.
I get the difference. I get the difference in the type of experience
Yeah.
that you could have with each other, because in a relationship you could be doing the same thing still. For example, the cooking could be a doing thing that you're doing, and in the partnership you could be cooking too. That could be a doing thing, but the experience that you have, that what I'm hearing that you, how you say it is for you as well. The experience that you imagine, the experience you'll have with it in a partnership will be different to in a relationship. Like,
Yeah.
because as you said, like, this is what I'm coming with to this partnership. This is what she's coming with to this partnership, and we're going to combine it and mesh it together.
Yeah.
And we're aware of what we're not bringing in terms of what isn't really naturally there for us.
Yeah.
So when it doesn't happen, you don't get upset with the other person,
Exactly.
and even on top of that, that you don't try and make that person be good at that then,
Yeah.
if they don't want to be.
And if they don't want to be, yeah, because no, like that what you just said there. For example, the cooking. How about cooking together? Like, yeah, in a relationship there could be that case, but like, what if it's just like, yeah, let's make a meal together?
Yeah.
I like that partnership of teamwork, like.
Yeah.
That you're gonna dice up that, and I'm gonna do this. Is like, and then we're gonna eat it together at the table with candle lights or whatever.
Yeah.
Versus, I'm gonna cook you a meal today to make you happy. It's like we could sit there and talk about our day while we're cooking a meal. Like that versus me cooking something for that which I would like to do, but I think the partnership just sounds more like being on an adventure together.
Well, it's a bit, but yeah, I hear that. I definitely, I can say I've experienced a bit of that.
Yeah,
in terms of that, my first relationship. My first relationship really set the standard for me, man.
Yeah.
And I've not necessarily been true to it, but like what you're saying in terms, what you just said, like that is an experience, man.
But that's the thing, is that like every relationship that we've been in our life, whether it be like we're seeing the girl or we were in an actual relationship with them, we have experienced that partnership that I mentioned.
Yeah.
So it's not that it's not evident in those relationships that we've not had that,
Yeah.
but it's been more highlighted, the faults in the relationship, more than those things don't come across as highlights. Like that they are highlights, because if we to look back and think about all the girls that we've been with and all the great moments, we'd be like, oh man, like, you know, man, we weren't actually that bad. But let's face it, when we were with them, there were moments of like, man, like there's frustration from their part and our part, and obviously that's just a part of relationships as a whole. That is, you have to agree to disagree, and there's a lot of arguments and there's a lot of disagreements or whatever. But it's a partnership, like it's not.
But then doesn't that come down to expectation?
Yeah, and I just think anything to do with like just wanting a result from someone else, for your happiness, that's the thing that I don't agree with. Like, and the thing is, I do it myself sometimes. Like, I'm not saying that I'm not a part of that equation. Like, we've been born into it. Like, it's, oh man, like I came in, man, I was hoping that we can have a good time, man. Or you have someone who's your friend. It's like you want that person to be at the party because you know that the party's gonna be better with that person there. And if they're not there, it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's like there's that expectation of someone else. Oh, bloody hell, why didn't you come out last night, man? I was hoping he was gonna come out. It's like, hold on, like you're your own person. Like go out yourself, innit? Like, and meet new people. But then we do it. Sometimes we do it. Like we want other people to be there, but.
Well, I've got something about that then.
Yeah.
In terms of like, all right, so you're having an experience with a girl. You're seeing each other, or you're married, or
Start that again, bro.
okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, something I've got that's coming to my head. All right, so you're having an experience with a girl, whether you call it a relationship, a partnership, marriage, just bang buddies, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is that you choose to, you're creating. And this whole thing about expectations and not having them, because having expectations on someone else to do something, and then having your happiness or your fulfillment being dependent on you expecting someone to do something. For example, to cook me, to cook for me sometimes, or you've gone away, you're gonna bring a gift for me, or let's have some cuddle time, like whatever it is. Now, so if no one had any expectations of anyone, just let people do what they wanted to do. Where is the balance between having that happen and be present, and also you as an individual experiencing what you desire? Does that make sense?
Give me another example.
All right, so let me think of one. All right, let's just take this, right? Because I don't really have this, so but there will be some guys that will have it, right? For example, they expect their girl or a girl, like whether in a relationship or not, but if they're having a romantic experience with each other, that girl's got to cook for me, man. You got to be cooking, and you got to be doing it regularly. Now for me, that's a minor. It's nice if a girl cooks for me, but it's a minor because I like cooking anyway for myself, and I like cooking for a girl. However, but let's say I did have that expectation. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna bring this up, right? In a relationship that I had, now I didn't have an expectation. Are we all right for time?
Yeah, about 2 minutes.
All right. Now I didn't have an expectation. I didn't have that desire in terms of, oh yeah, a girl's got to be cooking for me, right? But during the relationship, it started to become apparent that this girl don't really cook. Now, when I say cook, I'm not talking about she has to do a bad man meal. Like, it could be beans on toast, right? But this particular girl had mentioned to me on a few occasions how good a cook she is. And some of like what she's cooked before and blah, 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 etc., etc. And some of that might have been off the bat because she knows that I like cooking and I would cook and blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm not saying she never put something in the oven or never made like a pasta dish. But in terms of what I suppose I would have called, like, that was actually cooking a meal, from my observation, she didn't do. Now, over time in that relationship, I began to notice that. I think to myself, wait a second, why is this, what's going on? Even though it's not a big deal to me. It became a big deal to me, it became a big deal to me because of me knowing, wait, she has actually got that skill, because she's told me she's got that skill. But she's not doing it. Why is she not doing it? So it started to occur to me as a lack of effort on her part in the relationship. Not because not because I have it that a woman must cook. But
it's something that she
occurred to me as a lack of effort. Even though really in reality cooking is not a big thing for me. But it was not an expectation at first. So when it wasn't happening, it wasn't I didn't even notice it. But when it started to become an expectation, I started to notice it. But really what was there was a desire of, in a way, kind of what you've explained or how you've shared what partnership is, her making effort too. Her making effort on the same level as me. Now it's going to look different to me. Like what I would do would be different to her and blah blah. But I started to get hooked on that because in my occurring, and this is what you kind of said in terms of when inside of a relationship you start to look at the lack. I was looking at well, I'm pretty giving. I'm not saying she don't give, but like I'd like a girl to give on the same level. Now she might do it in her own way, that's fine, but like I'd like to see it on her level. So coming back to my question now, how can you, and I don't even really fully know what I'm trying to ask.
I'm getting it now.
but I'm clear. For example, if I'm in a relationship with someone, partnership, whatever you want to call it, and this isn't even just romantic, this is even with friendships as well, but obviously we're keeping it on a romantic level. I would like that girl to be able to give on the same level and capacity that I'm able to give. Now that doesn't mean we do the same doings, but the level and the capacity of that space is there and is present and is expressed. Now a girl could do that or a girl, and this is not just limited to a girl, this could be with a guy opposite way, but a girl could do that in so many different ways. So a girl could not maybe cook, right, but she might try and cook, right? Like she might cook the beans on toast. That's just her way of expressing her effort. She's not able to make a wicked meal, but she does that. Or she doesn't do any cooking at all, but what she does is, I don't know, give you a massage every day or every other day or something like that, a head massage.
Hey, blood.
Huh?
That's a good trade. Find that.
I would definitely enjoy that. But again, I don't have it like, oh, do you know what, my girlfriend's got to do that every day. But if my girlfriend, but so again, that's it. So what I'm trying to say is, I don't have that expectation, but I do have that desire that a girl gives on the same level as me. Now, if I am in a space of not being attached to that desire, she's either going to give to the same level or not. And so if I'm not attached to her giving on the same level or not, then my happiness is not dependent on her, and my happiness is all down to me, and that's lovely jubbly. And I suppose maybe in a way I'm kind of answering my own question. If I'm clear, for example, that a desire I have is for a girl to give on the same level as me, and I'm experiencing having an experience with a girl romantically, and she doesn't, and she's not doing it, it is what it is. And I can choose now because my happiness is not dependent on her, I can allow myself to stay happy or whatever else it could be, peaceful, etc., and I could choose to continue having an experience with her, being aware that's what she's like, or that she doesn't have, it's not on the same level. Or I could choose to no longer be with her, still be in that happy, peaceful space, finish it from that space, and just keep it moving.
And so some of us, we don't choose. We stick with it, and we still try to change that aspect of that person that we know is not going to change about them.
And why do we do that? Because when you think about it, right, what you were saying earlier about like you could, or not, like, and another topic you're saying about like could wait 6 months. At one point you were kind of like in that space of gonna like get to know girl for at least 6 months first before even thinking about a relationship, blah blah. But you could do that for 6 months and think, oh yeah, I know all this, and she's like this and she's like that, and then the next 6 months she expresses some other sides and you're like, oh right, I didn't realize that. They're not so appealing.
Well, I don't know, man. This is getting tricky now.
But that is the thing, though. You're not gonna know.
We're never gonna know, are we?
No, we don't have any control over anyone else.
And even
but it makes
that whole 6 month thing. I'm contradicting, because if you think about it, that's a rule.
Yeah. Well,
Kind of placing a rule there, man.
well, you know if it's a rule or not, or whether it's a standard.
Don't know.
Because for someone else, that might just be like a standard. So it doesn't. So they don't
Yes, so yeah.
experience any restriction or limitation.
Damn. Still.
But bring it back, like what you said about partnership and versus relationship. Inside of also what I heard what you say about partnership, like I could like harmony. You're just both harmonizing with each other.
Exactly.
And when you're both harmonizing with each other, then it doesn't really matter so much what is being done, because you're harmonizing with each other.
Yeah. Really doesn't matter.
And also having to tell you not, I mean, you might not tell someone, but you don't feel like you have to tell someone, oh, I would like you to be like this, I'd like you to be like that, or blah blah blah. You're just letting people be. Oh, this is what I was going to say. I just remembered it because I'd forgotten. I was like, please come back to me. It's come back to me. When you said about could be in a relationship. We were talking about being in a relationship, and you could wait for a bit to see if they change and all that, or to see if you could change them, and etc. etc. One thing that I think I
Hello?
do that, and this was, hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. Something I heard someone say a while ago, so I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like I do that. Is I can be really how did they say? I don't even remember how they said it, so I'm just gonna say it my way. I could be really attracted to someone's potential, or what I think someone's potential is. Like I can fall in love with the actual potential of someone, and then I'm there, or I could really like the potential of someone, and I'm there, and I'm hoping that this potential is going to unfold. Come on potential. So I'm withstanding all that other stuff that's coming up in the meantime, because I'm like, but there's that potential. And I think a bit of both could happen, where you're actually experiencing what you'd like, as well as looking forward to the potential of the future of both of you. But you're also experiencing that now. When you come back to the whole now, there's not really potential. Is like a future thing.
So, partnership versus relationship, and the power of now. Would you say that you're still willing to go into a relationship now, as you said before, versus using the word partnership, or even using another word other than partnership? Do you think you could still say relationship and it still encourage you to fulfill that dream that you want, that person that you want in your life?
Yeah, I think it could, because it's not really down to it's not so much the word, it's what I'd make of that word. Partnership, I have less preconceived notions about it, so there's more room for freedom than relationship. But then if I think of the word journey, I like that word. Like I'm having and I'm on a journey with everyone, right? But then there's that particular there's a particular girl that I'm having a romantic journey. We're having a romantic journey with each other, and that is like, and I have no idea what that is going to be. I could have some ideas about it, but in terms of that, like, I like the idea of journey because it feels to me not fixed. Doesn't feel like it's in a box and constrained. It feels like it's something that is happening and ongoingly happening, and it feels like it's something that we get to make up together as well. So there's the romantic journey, and then there's how I would like that romantic journey to feel. And like, if there's one word that I would like, I mean, where I'm at in my life now, that I would use to summarize it, is a soothing journey. Like, when I feel about a soothing journey, and then when I let myself imagine about having a soothing romantic journey with someone, like, that is like, that's the essence. And then it's going to look like what it's going to look like because of what we do together and make up together.
But then,
if we're doing it, experiencing each other, feeling soothed, that would be nice.
One thing I realise about a moment now, just as well, is that you're speaking about a journey, right? So if you're on a road trip and you're on your way to a destination, but obviously you're not going to stay that destination.
Again, if what?
You're on a road trip and you're on your way to somewhere, like maybe you're on a desert, and you ride into like, I don't know, this massive palace or something with the greatest people.
You're on a road trip and what?
You're on a road trip with like the greatest people that you have in your life at the moment, and you're on your way.
It's cutting up.
Hello? Let me see.
I'm here still, but I just cut up. So I heard you say you're on a road trip.
It's breaking up again. Hold on one second. You can hear me now, yeah?
I'm here.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, so...
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay, so in terms of the...
Oh, it's lagging.
It's lagging. Fuck's sake. Hello? It's proper lagging. Is it?
I'm here. I can hear you.
Oh, you can
but I can tell that it's taking time for you to hear me.
No. I can hear you each time.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So I heard you say about road trip.
I was saying, yeah, so what I was saying about the road trip, that took up 1 minute of the Turkish jokes. Let me recall that you're on a road trip and you're excited and you're looking forward to getting to the place that you're on your way to. And in the moment, obviously, you're happy. But the thing is, there's something in the future that you're happy about, which is giving you an experience right now, right? So you talk about the moment now and the moment's now and this, that, and the other. But in many ways, how we feel in the moment anyway has sometimes a lot to do with, or most of the time, a lot to do with where we're going to. So that thing, the reason I brought it up is because I mentioned in the last audio about when females would want to take that next step and that next level, and how it made me scared. Oh no, like there could be an experience of feeling like we're rushing, or I'm not experiencing the moment anymore. So it got me thinking now about what I said, and like I've kind of almost want to go back on what I said, because if what they were saying to me was exciting enough, in that moment I'd have been happy to have heard that, and it would have given me a bad experience. So the fact that it gave me a bad experience and made me feel like uneased, I've realised the reason for that now. And the reason for that is because I wasn't comfortable in my own skin for that future. I felt like that future, I wasn't good enough for that future. And it's like, no, wait, I just need to fix myself first. There's a few things I need to do, like I need a really good job, or I need to be accomplished. And then we can start talking about that. But I'm sitting there thinking, oh, that sounds like a good idea, but how am I gonna, like, it's almost like we're on this road trip and you run out of petrol and you're just deserted. It's like, oh great, I knew we never had enough bloody petrol. So we're all excited, halfway through, a brap, everyone's all happy, and then car breaks down. Did you get the petrol, bro? No. Then we're stranded in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like to me. It's like, no.
But this is the thing though, I hear what you're saying, but this is like where there's that whole balance of this whole being present and being in the now and enjoying the moment, etc., etc. So you might have some way you'd like to get to, right? You have an idea of a destination, but if your destination is your reason for your attitude, your mood, your feeling, let's just say happy for now, is your reason for feeling happy, then on that road trip, throughout that whole road trip, you're not happy until you get to that destination. Because as you just said, if you run out of petrol, but for example, if happy, let's say, is the journey
on the way to, regardless of if you get there or not on time,
yes, then it's a completely different experience.
Damn.
So like when those girls were, or when you started to hear future plans, that took you out of being here now and being content with where you were, and made you start and with your own, because of your own other conversations that you had, like, oh, I'd want to be in that position and I want that by then and blah blah, and in that time in reality you didn't have any of that.
Hello?
That had you then experience. All right, let me just, because it's going a bit like, I'm even confusing myself a bit right now. Some of this is all to do is fixated on the doing and what it's got to look like. Now that's going to happen, but that can happen out of the being, the feeling. So here you both are, like, all right, let's take this, right? You just used the example of partnership and relationship and how it sounds to you. All right, partnership sounds to you like freedom. That's that, right? Yeah. And so, all right, I'm in a partnership, but you're right, and it could be the first day of your partnership, but you're feeling freedom, and then it could be the 100th day of your partnership, and you're still feeling freedom, and all these things could have happened. All these things you could have done or not done. Yeah. So where in terms of how relationship sounds to you, sounds like obligation. So that's being. Let's say that's the being and that's the feeling. You feel you're being restricted. So your whole experience of a relationship, most of the time, is going to be that. Apart from moments that you think are freeing. See, and bring it back to what you said again. You said about like having our happiness be dependent on what someone else is doing.
Yeah.
If our happiness isn't dependent on what someone else is doing, and we are choosing for ourselves to be on a happy journey, and then we are in having this experience with this person, and we are choosing to be happy, then whatever they do or whatever they act will be an opportunity for you to be happy. Now that doesn't mean you necessarily keep choosing to stay with them.
Wow.
But everything that happens in that relationship could either be an opportunity for you to be happy, or could be an opportunity for you to be an extreme opposite of that. And obviously I'm using the word happy because that's a word that most people use, and especially when it comes down to relationships, like, oh, if I have a relationship, then I'll be happy.
Yeah.
But it could be anything. It could be like, oh, just being in love. It could be being at peace, content, fulfilled.
Wow. This is a subject, man.
Yeah, we could like, you could keep going on and on as well.
No, because it's
like,
got me thinking a lot, man.
Not too much, I hope.
No, in a way, it's got me thinking like about how often looking forward to something in the future and the expectation of someone else has impacted a lot of my decisions in life as a whole.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and that's just where it comes from. It's just like, wow.
I've done that plenty of times too. But and when you can be aware of it, then you can catch it as you go on. Like,
this is deep stuff, man.
So a lot of people, when they think about this is a generalization as well and an assumption, because it varies, but some people, in terms of if they're asked like, why do you want a relationship, it's more because it'll make me happy, because I'll be fulfilled, that kind of stuff. And so it's something that's in the future, and sometimes they're looking forward to when it looks like it's going okay, and sometimes they're disheartened by when it doesn't look like it's going okay. And then they finally get the relationship, and then bam, that's it.
Crazy, isn't it?
Then they feel like, oh, now I'm complete. Now that person's completed me. But then when that person does something that occurs to you as like, oh, they shouldn't be doing that, that's wrong. That's not what my other half would be doing.
Yeah.
Now it messes with your experience of being complete.
Exactly.
Whereas if you come to the relationship, if you're complete, you're complete, and then you come to the relationship as complete, and you stay complete as much as possible. Like I'm saying as well, because it's something that I am assuming is something to ongoingly practice. But you continually be complete because you're choosing that, irrelevant of the external conditions.
Just say it.
My name is Mr. Fraser. The doctor gave my wife glasses and she leave me. I could kill that man. My wife and I were very happy. The only trouble is she oversexed. And quite frankly, she was killing me. Then bam, she get the glasses and all of a sudden it's all over. She gone. So now, am seeking a new partner to come into my life. She can be as sexy as she wants. The only stipulation is definitely no glasses.
Just say it.